In this live cane self-defense training, you're gonna learn street fight self-defense, walking cane training. Very quickly, I'm gonna show you how to use both of these two training canes, and I have a special deal I wanted to share with you on my website. I have now a whole bunch of these, and I thought I could give you both if you want two really good training canes. One that's super lightweight and super fast. It's a good starting training cane. It's gonna last forever, made out of rattan. And the other one is oak. It hits very hard. You can use it as your everyday carry. Someone comes up very quickly, you're able to defend yourself, smashing through with the harder cane. So I'm gonna talk about that just briefly. If you want one, if you don't want one, just ignore that part of it. But it's on my website, pasquinelli.com. You go there, you can get two canes, 20 bucks off, normally like 80 bucks. You get it for 60, plus shipping. Shipping's a little bit more expensive, but it's not that much more, just 15 bucks. Anyway, go to the website if you want to take a look at that, or go to the other link and you can see you can see what else I have. Pasquinelli.com, that's how you find me. Send me a message, email me through pasquinelli.com. You can ask me questions, I will answer as soon as I get them. Let me show you how to get started with this cane, because I want you to know from the first day, street fight self-defense walking cane training, what you do to get used to this moving through your hand, to get the strength in your core, improving your posture, giving you more confidence as you walk away or walk around through your day. I want you to have flexibility, mobility, strength, and endurance. And all those things are gonna be made possible and improved using your walking cane. Plus you're gonna use or learn how to use it for self-defense. So you're cranking here, in this motion builds the callus on your hand. It improves proprioception, or your sense of space and time. From here, you're gonna go over and back across the body, which is now going to engage your core, which is gonna improve that posture. And when you're ready, you can speed it up. But slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It means taking your time, allowing your body to make the necessary changes and improvements in strength and growth, endurance, and all of the neural pathways that are being carved in your brain, making you smarter, but also making you better at self-defense with a walking cane. When you're ready, speed it up, put it into the other hand, and this cranking motion, the long side is coming out of your thumb. You're just pushing forward and pulling back like you're cranking anything. This combat cane spinning move is the beginning of all of the moves. You're not gonna use this for self-defense, not according to me. Not that that's not right, that's just not what I teach. I teach it because I want you to improve your overall health, going back and forth, faster and faster. Now I'm starting with this rattan cane, which is normally $35. And like I said, if you buy these two, the rattan and the oak together, I want to show you the difference in the oak. The oak is harder, it's heavier, it's a dense wood. It doesn't bend, it doesn't flex. That one does. But if you start with that, even in the same workout, you do 30 seconds there, and then you do 30 seconds here. It's like going from jumping rope to doing squats. You're improving your cardio. You're moving very quickly here. And then you're building muscle here. This builds the muscle. This builds your capacity to hit harder. Bring it over and back. The only thing I will say is get your hand up, because when you hit yourself in the head with this heavy oak cane, you're gonna feel it a lot more than with that beginner cane. That rattan, lightweight, get started, get better at cane, self-defense cane. Going back and forth. Again, you want to take a look at those two on my website. It's pasquinelli.com. Back and forth, and you can see I'm not moving as fast. If I have the rattan cane, I can move a lot faster. You can hear it whip, right? And that's good. You can still do significant damage, defend yourself, hit hard with this cane. I've had this for over a year, and I hit it every single day against lots of things, and it doesn't break. Extremely durable. Let me get that out of the way so I can show you. You can hear the difference in this cane. This is that oak cane. As a fighting tool, in this position, you're able to defend yourself with much more force, much more impact, much more explosiveness. And let's talk about some of the moves now. You should be warmed up. I want you to start with it in your right hand with the hook facing the threat. We're gonna call this bag the threat, and I'm gonna lower you just a little bit more, hold on, because I want you to see the groin. the private parts, right? Right in the middle. It's the very first motion I want you to learn from the first day you pick up your walking cane, using it for self-defense, is you turn the hook out or the crook out, you now are in a more ergonomically correct position. That means this is easier for you to walk like this. It also disguises your self-defense. Your ability to defend yourself with the walking cane still looks non-threatening. A little bit more threatening, but still non-threatening. Back up. I have every right to defend myself. And then explosively going straight in. So the first two moves from this position, hook facing out, is up through the middle of the legs, right? Just very quickly you can see the speed, you can hear the impact, and you can imagine what happens when you drive that up between someone's legs in self-defense very quickly. From here, up, bring it back, and then up and across the body. Notice the other hand always comes up in self-defense. Don't let them hit you in the head. Bringing it up at that angle, striking through their body. Now, does it matter where you hit them? It doesn't. If he's coming at me with a punch, go for the arm. If he's coming at me with a knife, go for the arm carrying the knife, or better yet, go for the head. Just end it right now. They pull out a knife. As soon as you see that knife, you're explosively right into that self-defense move. So it's coming out, you're defending yourself. So you have up, you have over, up and over. Good morning, it's good to see you. So now, you also have this position here, like I said, a much less aggressive stance, right? But still, you're putting the stick, the cane, between you and the threat. They do have that knife. This cane is not going to bleed. So you're going to use that cane not to block. As soon as you see that knife coming out, you're going first. You have the reach advantage. The knife is about this long. The cane gets you back here. If you're here, you slide it up. You have this. That hand's coming in. Just destroy it with this oak cane. That hard. Turn that around. That's a hammer. That hits so hard, so fast. That's a devastating, arm-breaking blow. Yeah, exactly. That's what this is about. You're not looking for a fight, right? But let's say you have to carry it. You're now choosing to move around your world with a sense of confidence and a sense of preparation, preparedness, instead of a sense of fear and intimidation. You're kind of meandering and looking down. And you picture what I'm saying, right? You look like you're weak and feeble, and you feel like you're weak and feeble, but not anymore, because now you're starting to train, you're starting to prepare. Where do you get which one? This thing here. If you go to the link below, the martial arts website, it says get martial arts gear here. I carry all these bags. These and really cool ones. You can get even more expensive. This is a good value option. Doesn't cost that much, relatively speaking. All right, so from here, it comes up here, comes back, up and through, and then just bring it up. See how one hand is back and the other hand's forward? Think of a battering ram, smashing, except the door. You're not knocking down the door. You're going through his face for self-defense, his throat for self-defense, the solar plexus, driving down and into. Look at that. See this? That force, you have this force pushing. You have this hand, they're facing almost in the same direction. But you have all these options now that you didn't have before. Just from this position, they come running in, there's your first strike. There's your second strike. If you're here and your hands are up and they are coming too close, you go straight in. This hard wood, it has 270 pounds of oil, 275 pounds. Some of it evaporates, so you got to keep filling it up, but like over 6 months, you might lose 5 pounds. In the base, let me show you this base, hold on, don't get nauseous. 275 pounds of water, which means that the lower you hit it, the more resistance you get. You hit it up here, it moves more, but this is nice. Feel that punch, and it comes back, and as it comes back, you're increasing your speed, your power. Same thing's true using your cane. 1, 2, pushing. And then it gives you more of a realistic impact, a realistic feel, because you're getting that resistance, you're getting it coming back at you. That's when you build power. Now, this bag, this is the Muay Thai bag, that's always gonna be better. That's always gonna be better for building resistance and power. This bag over here, you see it's kind of cranked out because there's something right behind it, I'd punch it and go flying off. My electronics is over there that I listen to my music on. But that one over there, that real heavy leather bag, that's even better. You develop real speed and power for punching. But if you need something in your house, your apartment, your business, get some training in, this thing's perfect. Look at this. It goes up, it goes down. Look how much padding is in there to give you some resistance. These things are durable. They literally will last you, for home use, it'll last you forever. It's adjustable, it can be lowered, it can be raised up. It's got like 5 or 6 different adjustments. Anyway, yes, that's a great option. But from here, we have the cane in this position. Let's review. Practice this. Up at an angle. To the groin, to the head. Groin, head. And do this faster and faster so that you start to feel, when you do this motion, you're gonna have to bring it to a stop. And you're gonna feel that starting to build strength, power in here. Getting your heart rate up, putting the other hand through the groin, through the face. 2, 3, over and over again. Then go into the next position, which is in this position. Go for a straight punch. This hard wood here, this oak. This might not, if I punch them in the chest, right? The big muscly, the meat, the stomach, and they're tough and they're full of adrenaline, they're trying to hurt you, that might not do enough. But if I go right into your face with this, I don't care how strong they are, their nose doesn't get strong, right? Their eyes don't get strong, their teeth don't get strong, your throat doesn't get strong. Not enough to stop an attack with a piece of wood like that. So it's just this boom, fast motion. Practice now, in, back, hooking motion. Look at that. That's just coming in here. After you hook across, bring it back. You can see where I'm going with this. For self-defense, that's a devastating strike. I don't care who they are. You're going straight into the middle, solar plexus, throat. See how I turn it just a little bit? Right in the face, hook to the head, come through, and just scrape everything off for self-defense to end the fight, to stay safe. It's your right to defend yourself. Through there, right? You can do that hooking motion into the ribs. Bring it across, hook it in the other rib, bring it back. Bring this straight up into their back of the head, back of the neck. You don't have to hook the head and do some kind of fancy move. Just put that point right in those nerves right there and just rip it down. Get the other hand up. You can put that hand on for more strength. You can adjust the distance away from you. You can bring it back in. All that is possible when the hook is facing out. Now, the next spin is for your wrist, and this is a figure 8, and this is part of your training now. Bring this hand up. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You're simply carving an infinity sign or sideways figure 8. You're coming here, and then you can reverse it, bringing it up, bring it down. Now, for self-defense, I'm not doing this. You can, that doesn't mean that's wrong. There's nothing wrong if this is what you want to do, or if this is what you're training to do. Nothing wrong with that. I teach, it's the Marine in me, it's the Marine. Those of you who are Marines, you understand. One shot, one kill, right? For self-defense. This position, I just want to wait. I want you to produce that knife, and then I'm coming in. I want you to come at me with that punch, and I'm coming in. I want you to come at me to grab, and I'm gonna take this, 2 hands, right through your throat for self-defense, your face for self-defense, your ribs, doesn't matter. But I wanna be ready. I don't wanna be going here. For me, that's just me. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have you doing this because I want that flexibility in your wrist. See that? That's what I want. And then reversing it. And it's gonna disguise repetition. These are strikes, hard and fast. Angle 1, angle 2. You're practicing your strikes now. Angle 1, angle 2. You warmed up with this, and then you practice these strikes. Angle 1, angle 2. Make sure you do both hands. Warming up the wrist, 30 seconds forward, 30 seconds in reverse, and now you're practicing your strikes. Angle 1, angle 2. I like to switch, 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 over and over. And you can practice this way with this big hammer, this big knuckle sticking forward. That knuckle can go right in. There's distance. Remember his knife? That knife's scary when they pull it out. But when it's that far away, and you have this big hook in your hand, or this big hammer, it's a lot less scary when it's that far away. Because that far, he can't put it into you. He's gonna try to close the distance. That's the whole point. This is nice self-defense. Street self-defense, walking cane training is understanding you now have the distance advantage, right? Whether it's in this position, or in this position, or this position, or this position, or doing this kind of strikes. You have the advantage of distance. So instead of swinging or twisting, rotating, combat spinning, you might be a Caner International combat cane spinner, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying also strikes. 2 down, 1, 2, other hand, 1, 2, other hand, 1, 2, just practicing. And then add 3 and 4, a downward X and an upward X. Downward, upward, other hand. When that other hand is holding the cane, that foot comes forward. It's a basic principle of self-defense. I want the cane between me and the threat, especially if he has a knife, especially if there are multiple attackers, right? I've got to move, I've got to strike, change hands maybe, move, get him out of there, strike that guy. I want to try to keep the cane between me and the threat, wherever the threat is. So from here, I come down twice, up twice, add horizontal strikes and a vertical strike straight down the middle, switch hands, switch feet, down, up, through, back, straight down over the top. We're gonna go over these again and again and again until they're burned into your muscle memory. So you don't even have to think about it. And then when you need it, you ask yourself, what are the targets I will now destroy or remove temporarily or permanently? In self-defense, ability to see, breathe temporarily, breathe permanently, breathe temporarily, walk that leg, take that leg out, the knee, right? With that cane. They're coming at you with the knife, smashing the bones. The oak seeks bone. The wood seeks bone. That's a joke. I'm just throwing that joke in again. I did that one yesterday. But the basic idea is this, because of the weight, because of the material, because it's oak, it's going to go through all that flesh. It's going to compress the flesh, squeeze it, and then it's going to get that bone in there, shatter it, break it for self-defense. And the fight's over. You win. Practice your 7 strikes, 2 down, 2 up, across and back, straight down over the top, and then grab it, bayonet attack. From here, this is the one we did before, holding the handle. This one is just here, like you're doing push-ups. Pushing here, and then on the other side, there's that rifle butt. What are your targets? Ask yourself what targets you're gonna strike. Is it here? Is it here? It's always gonna change. That's why we use principles and not techniques. But practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe do one behind over here and one back over there. And if you don't have anything to hit the air. You're still gonna get great value. You're still gonna break a sweat. You're gonna get leaned out. You're gonna get explosive fighting fit. And then get it in the other hand and do the same thing. But when you practice, always, this is why I want you to have 2 canes from the start. When you practice, I want you to be able to put full speed, full power into every strike and practice so that if you need it, you know how it feels and you can hold on to it. You're not gonna lose it. Now, this is the basic starting point. Super lightweight. Oh yeah, spin it through your fingers to keep your hands healthy. Always spin at the end of your workout, 30 seconds per hand. But this is super lightweight. You're gonna be able to do that easy. When you change it and you put the weight here, you have a levered weight now. because this turns in the way it's made. It now, when you strike, you're gonna feel it's now harder because this is now a little bit heavier here than it is when you're holding here because of that, right? Then, and by the way, this is the best tool for self-defense, the best street fight self-defense tool ever, because you can take this anywhere and everywhere you go. Anywhere and everywhere you go. You can take it on planes, trains, into libraries, into schools, into churches, into businesses. You can carry it in Europe, you can carry it in the United States, carry it in Asia, because it's a walking tool. It's a mobility, health device. But now you've got some options for self-defense. That's why I like it so much. You can't do that with nunchucks. You can't do that with a long bow staff. You can't even do that with a walking stick. You can't take the walking stick. Great meeting you too. You can't do that with a walking stick because it's or hiking stick. You can't take that onto the plane, especially in the United States. TSA will take it away. You'll lose your beautiful walking stick, your hiking stick. But you can take your cane. You're protected by two laws in the United States. The HIPAA law, HIPAA, is your protection of your privacy. They're not allowed to ask you. They're not even allowed to ask you why you need it. They're not. Number two, Americans with Disabilities Act says it can go anywhere, everywhere. So you carry it. You now have options, right? With this cane, that first one's super light. I want you to get two. I put the link below, give you 20 bucks off. And then a $35 cane is now $25. The $45 cane is now $35. And then you just pay for a little bit of shipping, and then you've got two training options. That light one, when you start to go full power, full speed, is easy to hold and control. But this one, I already feel here. No, the t-shirts thing, that's Teespring. You know, that's the only option that YouTube gives. I'm not a big fan, by the way. If you do buy one of those shirts, just don't dry it. Don't dry it on a heavy setting. Do the delicate setting. And if you buy one, I appreciate it. But I'm getting them printed a little bit better quality than they sell there, and a little bit cheaper. But if you go to pasquinelli.com, you'll see the two cane option. 1, 2. I start to go harder and faster, and it's now starting to slide out of my grip a little bit, and it's challenging my grip, and I feel it more in my wrist. So that tells me when I use it for street fight self-defense, walking cane training, when I use it for self-defense on the street, if this is my everyday carry, I need to know that that extra force is going to challenge my grip, and then I need to train. I have to prepare or I'm going to perish. Prepare or you'll panic because you don't have any options. But the point is, once you learn the basic moves, now start to go harder and faster. A little bit at a time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Crawl, walk, run. I learned that in the National Guard with the Army. The Marine Corps was just like, run! And then the Army's crawl, walk, run. Go slowly, and then you can go a little faster. It's all about building strength and capacity. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please check those links. Thanks so much. I'll see you in a couple minutes.